Yo, hey, this is Frodo from the Frodo Finds. Welcome to my closet, and today we're going to be watching the Tyler Robinson's court appearance. Actually, this is about like an hour ago from SkyNews.com, and here it is. I'm going to watch it. This is going to be about 11 minutes or so, and I'm going to probably skip some of those. I'm trying to get it to like maybe less than 10 minutes or something like that, but I just want to hear some of the key segments, or especially the charge and the allegations. Well, he's an allege, so we have to say that. But looking at him, is he sitting down? I think so. So let's see. Let's play it out.
And find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally.
Well, he's talking. Wait a minute. Let me start.
This is happening in court now, folks. That is Tyler Robinson appearing via video link. Let's listen in.
Very well.
And I thank you for being here. So, Mr. Robinson, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with their filing of their
He's
appearance
acknowledging.
of counsel,
You see that? He's nodding.
the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications under Rule 8 and in Rule 8C.
Okay, I get it now. That's why he's wearing that. It's because it's so he doesn't hurt himself, I think. So and also he's probably surrounded by the guards, not in the camera right there, but it looks like that it's maybe padded, and he's just like sitting there. So yeah.
Sorry, under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option. I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your right against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson, at this time, you will remain in custody without bail. Mr. Skordas, is there any other points that you wish to address?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the state.
That's the defense?
Yes, Your Honor. Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees, Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case.
Okay.
I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with Your Honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, Your Honor, and sign that.
Okay.
Thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk.
Yeah, the wife.
Is there any other business that we need to address today, counsel?
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray.
Well, they do have.
So that should be in the
Utah
court's
have
file.
the death penalty, but I don't know how. I mean, lethal injections, chair. So I'm gonna see what type of Utah have when it comes to death penalty. So what type of Utah have? Okay. AI got an error. Like, what? That's okay. The primary methods is execution is lethal injection. However, if lethal injection drugs cannot be obtained within 30 days of scheduled execution, the state is required to use a firing squad. Are you serious? That's an alternative method. This dual option law was enacted in 2015 and remains in effect as of 2025, making Utah one of only a few states, along with Idaho, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Nevada, where firing squad executions are legally authorized. Utah has executed 8 people since the U.S. Supreme Court in 1976. 8 people. Supreme Court's 1976 restatements of the capital punishment, with the most recent being Tabaron Honey in 2025. 3 prior executions used a firing squad as mid-2025 for inmates remain on death row. That's the law.
Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
He's
Thank
nodding.
you, Mr. Grander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time.
Okay, let's hear it.
Thank you.
I mean, he has that. He basically admitted it. So, like,
Mr.
through
Robinson,
the text with the FBI
count one,
gathered. So,
Aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty, or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole, or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice, if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony,
Yes.
in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-11-210 sub 2 and 3C, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson discharged a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm, and that the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Victim
Caused death.
targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice, if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of
Dang, that's-
justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation,
Wow, the guy's
apprehension,
not moving.
prosecution, conviction, or pursuant to any person
Froze.
regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, conceal or remove the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or a first-degree felony. Count 4,
Wow.
obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code 76-8-306, sub 2. In that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, with an intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, destroyed, concealed, or removed the clothing he wore during the shooting, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or first-degree felony. Count 5, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony, information, a document, or an item to wit, directing his roommate to delete incriminating text messages. Count 6, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony or information, to wit,
So
directing
that
his
roommate's is allegedly I don't know if he is true or not, but I think, he's a male to female trans, and according to the neighbor, they're partners. They're a couple. So, yeah, that's what's going on. That's a lengthy thing. I didn't know that he's going to be charged for that deleting those text messages and all those incriminating, that like what do you call that? The text messages, not just text messages. I think it was Discord messages too. So, yeah.
to stay silent. as
And
the
he's not
police
done.
Questioned the roommate. Count 7, violent offense committed in the presence of a child, a
Yeah.
Class A misdemeanor in violation of
Yeah,
Utah
those kids. Oh boy, I break. My heart breaks for them.
Code annotated 76-3-203.10 sub 2 and 76-3-203.14
He has not moved.
sub 3A.
He has not moved like that. He's just stiffed. He's probably sitting down.
little double I, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in
nods.
Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, committed criminal homicide in the physical presence of a child younger than 14 years of age, with knowledge that a child was present and that may have been seen or heard the commission of the criminal homicide. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2, Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression.
He only took 2 years for him to get indoctrinated, for him to get brainwashed with those, professors, people, the left, Antifa. Only took him 2 years. And with his fragile mind, he thought he was doing the right thing. He thought he's doing the right thing. Can you imagine that? He really thought that he is fighting the fascist, fighting the fascism. Man. Man, oh man. Anyway, so yeah, you'll find that link from Sky News YouTube page. So go in there if you want to watch the whole thing. But I'm going to end it right here. And I'm glad that he's being charged with all of this. And the law is the capital punishment. And that's the law of the land in Utah. And if that's what they hit him with, I mean, yeah, I don't want any, it's not our job to kill people or to judge people based on the Bible and all of that. Only God can avenge. But then again, that's the law of the land. That's the law of the land. So if he's going to face that, so be it. Life in prison, so be it. But I think he might plead insanity. I mean, he's already, if he believes in that transgender thing, he's already in a category of mentally ill. So I don't know how this is going to go. But keep it here, though. Keep it here. I'm gonna follow the the hearing and all of that. So keep it here. Thank you for hanging out. Until next time.